last night, just one sleep later. What did you dive into the film? What did you see, especially down the stretch in that game?
Um, I see that actually. I think we're a lot closer. I told them like 80% of a game is not going to be enough for us. We don't have that much margin for error. A lot of good stuff defensively. When we moved the ball and played the way right offensively, we were really solid. We got into some tough possessions where we ISO, things got slowed down a little bit, and we have to stay out of those possessions. And if we do get to that part of a possession, it needs to be later in the shot clock as opposed to early in the shot clock. But defensively, guys flying around, doing a lot of really, really good things. At the start of the third, let Giannis get away, got out in transition, and those are the things that just can't happen. Just showing them some of the film, it's like in the first quarter you see the physicality, you see the resistance, and then for 4 or 5 plays, all of a sudden you just lose that, and we just do not have the capabilities to play that way.
You mentioned like the isolation. I mean, some people hear ISO and you immediately think that's a bad thing, but sometimes ISO plays can work well. What's the balance there? Like when to go to it, when not to go to it?
I would say more than anything, like divide. I've told you guys, divide the shot clock up into 3 8-minute slices, and 8-second slices. And the first one is transition, just trying to create something. And then once you don't have that, then balance the floor, get into something. And whether that's 3-and-1 spacing or whatever it is, part of it is like we're isoing down in the corners where if we want, we need to be a little bit more up the floor, in the middle of the floor, so everything's in front of us, so all the passes are in front of us. Because when you get in the corners, you have the baseline and the sideline that are 2 defenders, plus then you got 10 sets of eyes or 5 sets of eyes looking at you, and all of a sudden it becomes stagnant and stale if you don't make the shot. If you make shots, well, everything looks good, but we just have to be better. Yeah.
To that point, like more times than not, are you pleased with the looks that you're getting?
When they're created the right way. I mean, sometimes, to Deuce's point, when you ISO, it can be a good thing because you got, like, that's why you push in transition in the first 8 seconds, because you create mismatches and cross matches and things like that. Then if you see that, now you attack, that's okay. But when they're matched up and we're just going into it, like we need to move them from side to side, get them in the middle. If you're not feeling like you can break your guy down, like we didn't have Malik last night, so he has the ability to get by his guy and make some things happen and then spray the basketball. Now you use a pick and roll. Hold on, wait for it, let the pick come, slow down, put them in jail, now roll. Now you got a 2-on-1, they have to make decisions, and you put them in rotation. At the beginning of the third, we did that with one of our plays, and we did it multiple times, and then all of a sudden we just got bored doing it. You can't do that. Like, you have to continue down that path. These what the teams that we're playing, these Bostons, these OKCs, last night, like Cleveland's, all those, they are really good teams. And how you become a really good team is you do not get bored with doing the simple things over and over and over again.
You think about like the pace. I mean, how much of that is like the challenge of playing without 2 guys in Sabonis and Malik who do really.
Yeah,
that's what they do out there.
Yeah, interesting because like they do it in multiple ways. Malik can do it by just pushing the ball. He can do it by advancing the ball. Domas does it by pushing the ball. He also does it by creating pace and space in half court because of his dribble handoffs and being a point guard in the half court. So when you lose those guys, it's definitely difficult, but no excuses. Like we had the game in hand and could have ran away with it, but we made some plays that are uncharacteristic of the type of team that we want to be and become.
The 6 of 8, obviously dropping those this late in the season, and just kind of the bigger picture. How do you kind of reflect on just this stretch and what it means to you, and also maybe how it's landed with your guys?
It's hard for me. I don't really look back like that at the end of the season. Probably you look back and see that. I do talk about those individual games and how bad they hurt at the end of the season when you look at them and you have a chance to look back and go, man, we should have beat that team. Man, we had that game. Those are the things that you do. I would say more than anything, in the present moment, you have to learn from them, and you have to make sure that you are even more simplistic in your approach and taking your time time, letting screen get set, reading the defense, making on time and on target passes. Those are the things that I mostly reflect upon.
And having some guys in and out of the lineup lately, I mean, obviously Del Ross their stretch. What do you learn about this group as they try to navigate through all this?
You know, super resilient. Like, I have a massive respect for the way that they go about their business. Like, on a day-to-day basis, I mean, you know, you hear my voice and sometimes I try to back away. So, you know, you just don't overload them with it. Unfortunately, I have too much to say and run my mouth, but I still do it. But to take the message, to continue to apply the message, to continue to go out, regardless of who's in the starting lineup, who's on the bench subbing in, they compete at a really, really high level. And, you know, like I told them today, it's just the ability to do that. It has to be 90% plus. It can't be 80% of the game. It's just, that's not enough to beat these type of teams. They're too good. They understand who they are. Championship level teams just do not succumb to that type of game plan.
Anything else?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to ask you yesterday, but just this franchise has had since the inception of the two-way contracts, has had a couple really nice stories. I think about Keon, obviously Isaac now. Just take me through what you've seen him, just the amount of work he's put in. You've obviously, been up close and personal with it.
I'm super happy for IJ. I think when you look at a young player that comes in, I had him in summer league. Right away, I thought we should sign the kid because I think his upside is tremendous. The different things that he brings, his work ethic, just being a really good kid at the same time, but stretching the floor vertically, working on his shot, rebounds at a high level, does everything that you ask. Like, those are the things that you want to see out of those players, and then you want to see them work, and then you're super, super excited for them when they sign, because now it sends a message that here in Sacramento we can get a kid, we can develop a kid, and we can bring him onto our big club.
Thanks, everyone.